Thanks for joining me today in this week's Torah Talk, which deals again with the life of our great patriarch Abraham. Abraham was known for many things: the covenant, the establishment of ethical monotheism, his practice of hospitality, welcoming the stranger. All of these are hallmark qualities of Abraham, as well as his heroism in rescuing his nephew Lot and their family members from the evil cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. So we know that Abraham displayed personal heroism and bravery in his actions, and also great devotion in his deeds. The Torah portion speaks about the famous binding of Isaac, his son. After his birth, he brought his son to the altar. And of course, the precise words of the Torah portion explain that he said to his servants, "Wait here, I'll go up to the mountain with my son, and we'll return to you later." So perhaps Abraham realized he had to go through the motions of offering his son as a sacrifice, but that God would never demand a human sacrifice as a form of worship or adoration. And Abraham represented that tremendous sacrifice in his personal life and in his actions and in his deeds. One of the interesting comments in the Torah that I find really interesting, and I think you will as well, is the phrase about Abraham and Sarah, V'et hanefashot asher asu beharan, the souls that they made for God and for belief in one God in Haran, in the place they came from. In other words, they were actively involved in missionizing, in bringing people to monotheism, into a faith in one God. That was against the backdrop of a world that worshiped idols, that sacrificed children at their altar. And so they created, through their welcoming qualities, this idea of bringing people to the Jewish faith. And that's something that we've lost. A lot of us think we have to keep the old custom of turning someone away who wants to come to Judaism. Quite to the contrary, we have to open our doors and our hearts and welcome them into the Jewish faith. They will study and learn, and then they'll become a part of us, a part of our people. That's, again, part of the Abrahamic impact and tradition. Also, we have something that is very instructive as well in the Torah reading. It says the command to do justice, the command to be merciful. So justice, tzedakah, and mishpat, the correct rendering of a judgment, but also showing compassion and mercy when it's called for. These are part of the qualities that Abraham saw in the Creator, that he emulated, and that his wife Sarah emulated. And their names were changed from Avram to Avraham, from Abram to Abraham, the H added, and from Sarai to Sarah, the H standing for Hashem, the impact and imprint of the Creator upon their lives, which changed their lives and sent them in a new direction. But you know, the word to command your children to follow in the same path of the Creator refers to also a Hebrew word, tziva'ah, your last will and testament. What will your last will and testament contain? Well, cash, stocks, bonds, real estate, that's all great. But will it contain a paragraph or two describing to your children how you tried to live your life, what you tried to accomplish in your lifetime, where your values were, and how you tried your best to adhere to them? That's part of a living legacy that we live each and every day, and that we also inscribe and pass on to the generations that will follow us. All of this part of the great legacy and impact of our patriarch Abraham. Shabbat Shalom.